Factoring a trinomial with leading coefficient 1. Looking at the three examples that are sitting here, the leading term, which has the x squared, has a coefficient of 1. When we have this type of expression to factor, we are going to look at the number that it comes at the very end, the constant term, and we want to think about what are two numbers that can multiply together to give us 28. So 28 is 1 times 28, 2 times 14, and 4 times 7. So first step is to find different combinations of numbers that will multiply to give us that last number. The next thing that we do is look at those pairs and determine which of them, when combined, meaning added or subtracted, will give us the middle term. The middle number is an 11. So it looks like if I do 4 and 7, 4 plus 7, that'll give me an 11. So in this example, because everything is positive, all the terms are positive, everything's going to stay positive. So my final answer will be x plus 4 and x plus 7. The two numbers that I found over here on the right-hand side end up going directly into the parentheses. Example B is a little different because we have a negative sign here for the second term. So that means that when I multiply these together, the two middle terms were both going to be negative. How do I know that they're both negative? Well, my last term is a positive number. The only way I can get a positive number when two things are multiplied is either two positive numbers multiplied together or two negative numbers multiplied together. Because the middle term is negative, I know that I have to have the two negatives that are multiplied together. We'll see how that works out after we look at the factors. So again, like I did in example A, I want to figure out what two numbers can be multiplied together to give me 6. Option 1 is 1 times 6. Option 2 is 2 times 3. Now, we just said that both of the numbers that we're looking for are going to be negative. So I'm going to combine two negative numbers and hopefully end up with a negative 7. It looks like the answer that I want is here. I want a negative 1 and I want a negative 6. So those are the numbers that I'm going to put into the parentheses, x minus 1 and x minus 6. This will multiply out to give us the expression above. For our third example, we've got now a negative sign and a negative sign for both the second and the third terms. Let's talk about the third term first. The only way that I can get a negative number when two numbers are multiplied together is if one of them is positive and one of them is negative. So what are the possibilities to multiply to get 20? 1 times 20, 2 times 10, 4 times 5. One of my numbers is going to be positive and one of them is going to be negative, and I want them to end up, when I add them or combine them, to be a negative 1 overall. So I'm looking for numbers that are 1 away from each other, and it looks like that would be 4 and 5. I have a couple choices. I can either have plus 4 minus 5 or minus 4 plus 5. The one that gives me a negative 1 is this one. So those are the two numbers that I'm going to put in my parentheses. So my answer here will be x plus 4 and x minus 5. This is a special case of factoring. In the next example, we're going to look at situations where we have a number sitting in front of the x squared. And it's important to note that the numbers that we found in this strategy won't work if there's a number sitting in front of the x squared.